7:38 in News Talk 720 KDWN. I'm Alan Stock, and what? Oh, Lady. Okay, I'm glad somebody knows around here. I'm Alan Stock, broadcasting live from the Jewel of Henderson, the Emerald Island Casino. Tim Brooks, great folks out here, always great hosts every month. We got some friendly donuts and coffee and tickets to all kinds of shows and movies and T-shirts and everything else. And joining us on the KDWN Live line right now is, with our tech news, Kevin Richards. Kevin, how you doing?
Good morning, Alan. Great intro music. Couldn't be better.
You like that, huh? I only know that because Jeremy told me it was Lady Gaga.
Can't miss it. It's good stuff.
Okay, great having you on the show this morning. There, no, she's not. The intro didn't sound too bad.
Q and I know you love it.
I don't want to get up on her. Listen, I want to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. There's a national obsession going on right now. With Facebook, and I mean, people are spending a lot of time everywhere I go. Even when I was in Israel. I'm telling you, people had their iPhones and their smartphones out, and everybody's posting this and posting that and they're going back and forth. I mean, they're at dinner, they're at restaurants with each other, people aren't talking to each other, they're all sitting there posting away. I mean, it's like heroin for the tech stage.
It's true, and you and I have been doing tech news for a while now, and there's been several times where we've talked about the media has been predicting the demise of Facebook, right? We've talked about that countless times. Yet it just doesn't seem to happen. So Facebook's got more than 1 million users that are checking in on their mobile devices, which is a huge deal. That's where everything is going, of course, and that's a big statement to their success. If they can get that many people logging in on mobile, that's a really good thing. So the news of the day really is that their stock prices are through the roof. They've got people who are spending more than 40 minutes a day on Facebook. And that's
wow.
That's on their mobile devices. That is not on their PC. And the reason why that's important is because typically when people are at work, especially the millennial generation, they've got two computer screens. One's got their work on it. The other's got their Facebook newsfeed on it.
Jeez. Amazing. I was only half paying attention because I was posting on Facebook. But no. All right, what's new on Facebook, real quick?
So it's always releasing new features, and so one of the biggest ones is a save for later feature. So
what is that?
When you see articles or pieces of information that you want to read or you want to come back to, you can now click a little button and save that information for a later time. So maybe you'll be less inclined to be checking Facebook constantly throughout the day, or at least you'll get on and get back off more quickly.
I haven't seen that lately, and I've been on it since I got back. Matter of fact, I posted from Israel, too, but I still have not seen it yet, so I'm going to have to check that out. I know also the algorithm for news feed has changed. Somebody told me that, but I'm not sure. What does that exactly mean? So
news feed it's delivered to you by Facebook, and what that means is that you're not just getting a fire hose of everything that all of your friends and companies that you like are posting. You're only getting what Facebook thinks you will be interested in, and it determines that based upon an algorithm. And so the algorithm determines that based on several different factors. But the big change that most recently happened is over the weekend, starting back on Friday afternoon, videos started pretty much taking over the news feed. Facebook is testing to see how well we as Facebook users want to watch and interact with video. There's a lot of time that's spent on other devices. There's a lot of time spent watching TV. Facebook is seeing just exactly how much of that they can siphon off by showing you more video.
You know what this is going to do, don't you? I mean, this is going to cut into people watching TV in general.
Well, it already has. I mean, we've talked about cord cutters before, people who've already turned off cable completely and only get their entertainment online, through Netflix or Hulu or others. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going that direction.
All right. Tell me something. What's happening to MySpace these days? Actually, I was on with just the other day with Chad and Dave on their show, Live Las Vegas, and they were talking about MySpace, and I said to them when I was on the show with them, I haven't heard that in a long time. Is MySpace still exist?
MySpace definitely exists. It was acquired by a group that's led by Justin Timberlake, and so what they did, being, given that Justin Timberlake is the main investor, he basically turned MySpace into a way for young generation to communicate with musical artists. So it's been given a niche, and it's been given a focus, and so it's got a new breath of fresh air coming its way. I wouldn't say it's going to have any effect on Facebook. Facebook is what MySpace wanted to be. MySpace failed. Maybe it was too early. Maybe they made some mistakes in the way the site was designed and the way they allowed people to use it. But either way, MySpace has made a resurgence, and it's got a focus. So it might exist for a little while longer.
All right, I want to talk about some of the latest with Mac, because there's a new download, and I want to find out about the operating software, what it means, and what the risks are as well. But we'll do all that in just a moment as we continue our discussion with Kevin Richards with our tech news information. Kevin, of course, the CEO and founder of Ventura Web Design, an internet marketing agency based right here in Las Vegas, who, by way of disclosure, developed my page the way it is, alanstock.com. Great stuff that they do over there. Joining us right now on the KDWN Live line, our tech news with Kevin Richards. Kevin, I got to get into this because I know Apple has released access for the first 1 million users to download a new operating software for Mac in beta. Tell me what this. By the way, I have not downloaded that new iOS or whatever that last one was, because I heard people had problems losing things. I was concerned about that, so I'm still operating with the one I bought last July, a year ago. But tell me about this new operating software for Mac. What is it, and if it's in beta, how long is it going to last?
Well, see, I've kind of got to get on you. You've got to download that update. That's one of the biggest benefits of Apple. They roll out these updates to everyone, and that's what keeps you safe from the hackers. It's what keeps you using the latest and greatest technology. I mean, they test their software really well, and they know how it's used, and it allows you to be keeping up with the trends. So you've got to do that. And I talked to Serena last week, and I know she'd be willing to help you.
Okay, I will have Serena help me this weekend. It's a date with my daughter to download that stuff. But tell me about this new operating software.
All right, so this is what we talked about a couple months ago. It's the Yosemite operating system, and basically what they're doing is it was yesterday, they allowed people to start downloading that on a trial basis. It's still in beta, and you're right, that means that it's not perfect yet, and so customers can start downloading that and trying it. Apple recommends you do it on a secondary Mac, not your primary one. That way, if it does have any errors or mistakes in it, you will not be stuck using your primary machine and be subject to those errors. But it's definitely going the right direction. There's a lot of cool features that Apple is adding in. One of them is actually the ability for you to, I don't know if you've ever tried FaceTime, how you can...
Yes.
Okay, so what they're doing is they're building upon that. What they're doing is they're now making it so you can place calls from your Mac through your phone. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you're sitting there, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kind of, connect your phone and your computer together so they talk, and that's done through iCloud. And so when a phone call comes in and you're sitting at your desk, you can then choose to take that call from your Mac rather than take it on your iPhone. It's more, it's hands-free, it's more convenient, and it's a neat experience. It's the way everything's going. It's the right direction.
What else is going to be on that, by the way? Can you give us any other hints?
There's going to be another thing. It's basically allows messaging between your devices. It allows you to send email and files using AirDrop, and previously that was only available from iPhone to iPhone or iPad to iPhone. Now they're adding Mac into that equation. So they're looping in Mac back into their overall operating system and how it all functions together. And if you think about it, the PC, the Mac portion of their business is only about 15% of the business. So they're always delivering mobile first, iPhone and iPad first. So the looping back in of Mac is an acknowledgement that business users and just students and people in general still do want to be on their Mac as well.
All right. All right. So who should download this stuff, by the way, this new Yosemite?
Well, if you're techie and you're excited and you're interested, you should download it. If you are not comfortable with change and you're not sure that you can handle the experience, you should wait until the beta is over. It's supposed to be released as a full version sometime this fall. But if you want to try out the new stuff, you got to be one of the first million to do it. So there's a lot of people out there who want it. So your time is limited.
But the iOS that I've been hesitant to download, all the kinks have been worked out of it, and it will be okay if I do it.
Yes, you should definitely upgrade, and it's hard to explain why it's so important, but you just really need to keep your device up to date and current.
All right, so do that, and then, but again, the kinks have been worked out. That's why I was concerned about the bidding, because people said they'd lost contacts and things like that, and I can't afford to do that. So
well, and you've gotten used to using the cloud, so you've got an automatic backup there, and then you can also go buy backup devices from Apple as well, or you can back it up to your PC. You should always have a backup. You've always got to remember that.
Well, the cloud's my backup these days, so okay. All right, I will do it this weekend with Serena, and I'll report back to you next week how it worked out. And I appreciate, really, you being with me this morning. Kevin Richards from Ventura Web Design. Kevin and his team help small businesses all over the Las Vegas Valley with their internet marketing. And if you're a business owner, you should be calling Ventura Web Design. You can find out more about them by going to alanstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the Ventura Web Design logo. Click onto that, and you'll get in touch with Ventura Web Design and Kevin Richards. Kevin, thank you for being with me. I appreciate it. And by the way, I'll be updating my website, alanstock.com, and my page at KDWN this weekend with a lot of pictures from Israel, and start putting some of those bits and pieces of those interviews up as well. So you and I will be talking more over the weekend, I'm sure. But thanks for being with me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Don't forget to update that Facebook page, too.
I'll do that. I'll update that as well. Got everything going on today. Kevin, thanks so much for being with me.